Older people, what is a piece of advice you would give to your younger self if you had a do-over? Don't marry her. You can still be a good father to your kids without being with her. As a father 4 years into a divorce, which still hasn't been signed off on, I feel where you're coming from. I'll add to that a little, if I may. If you have discovered you hate each other and you can't get along, do all you can to minimize the time you spend together. Your kids will be much better off for not having to have endured your fighting.
I've been trying to explain this to my parents to a point where I'm literally begging them to get a divorce. It's frustrating to see them hate each other so much and still try so hard to make it work because they don't want to give up. Sometimes giving up is the better option. I hope someday they'll get that. Invest 10 to 20% of your money every paycheck. Make an emergency fund in a separate account from your checking account. Do not touch it until you're having an actual emergency, or put cash in the safety deposit box or a fireproof safe in your house if the fee is in your area or too much for a bank account. Just always have an emergency fund of at least $1,000. You never know when you're going to need ready cash. F29 now. I wish I could tell my 15-year-old self this. Don't chase perfection. Whether in yourself, others, or life's circumstances, perfection is a myth that only leads to frustration and missed opportunities. Learn to appreciate progress, embrace imperfection, and understand that growth often happens in the messiness of life. The sooner you realize that nobody has it all figured out, the more you can live authentically and find peace in the journey rather than the destination. Trust your instincts over your parents. They will lie to you about absolutely anything and everything for any reason, at any time, so be prepared to do your own research and trust your gut. Simply because they raised kids before you doesn't mean they learned anything. Please, please, please don't let your insecurities control you. Years from now, you would make a series of decisions that you will regret and haunt you by the rest of your life. You are worthy of love, but you have to start loving yourself first. To my 35-year-old self, just because you are suffering pain and loss due to this miscarriage doesn't mean you can neglect your husband and neglect to support him through this time of pain and loss. If you can't be strong enough to put your own suffering to one side, you're gonna lose him. Spoiler alert, he ended up cheating on me and leaving me to marry the person he cheated on me with. One of the reasons he gave for cheating was that I wasn't supportive enough of his needs, feelings, etc. when I had a miscarriage of a very much wanted baby. Don't complain about your life. In the end, as you can tell, I'm still here and I'm doing good. Just try to have fun. Let shit go. Holding on to bitter feelings only strips the humanity from both you and the one you're bitter to. And if it's too big to just let go, leave, accept people for who and what they are, or kindly leave them to be themselves while you go do your own thing. Don't try to change them. Don't stay with a person who hurts you just because it seems better than being alone. Other people will love you. You just need to be brave enough to go find them. Well, I've never done it, but a lot of you apparently need to hear it. Quit putting all your private life online. Have some self-respect. That shit will bite you on the ass one day. Ignore your parents and get medicated for ADHD when college comes around. They are old school and don't get it yet. They will come around. Oh, and buy that weird Bitcoin shit and make sure to not lose it. Ask out the pretty girls that you were afraid would say no. Only after I grew up and told several of them I had a high school crush on them did they say, "Oh, you are cute and talented. I would have gone out with you." Lost opportunities never to be lived.